Welcome to Tales for Tots. Thank you so much for liking our other stories. Today, I have a very stormy story for you. So let's thunder away, shall we? Once upon a time, deep inside the ocean, there lived a beautiful princess called Akira. She was so pretty and had eyes green that shone like emeralds and hair long and silky. Her father, King Yuminu, loved her a lot and had gifted her with a beautiful grand palace which was made of white corals and had orange corals as its roofs. Now, Princess Akira, though very pretty, was a very vain princess. And her father always gave her beautiful gifts. And in order to keep her safe, he had a huge army of sea waves protecting her. This big army was led by two brave generals, Tsu and Nami. Now, Tsu and Nami were very loyal to Princess Akira and could even die for her. Now, this vain little princess always thought of ways to make her palace the prettiest in the sea. So one day she told her father, "My palace is very beautiful, but hark, don't you think it is too dark? Bring me light and make it shine and shimmer. Bring me the sun to make it glimmer." Now King Yuminu was at a loss. How could he get the sun for her? Because the sun was the brightest star in the sky. Why would it come down to the sea? And besides, what would happen to the world if the sun disappeared inside the sea? So he tried to reason with his daughter, but Princess Akira was very stubborn and she angrily stamped her foot on the bed of the ocean. And as she did so, the bed cracked and the broken pieces began to move against each other. And the water above the bed of the ocean, they began to get disturbed. So then Princess Akira shouted for her generals, "Tsu, Nami!" And the two generals rushed to listen to what the princess had to tell them. So she told them, "Go and get the sun in the sky for me. Make my palace the prettiest in the sea." So Tsu and Nami rushed towards the surface to catch the sun. And as it reached the surface, it spread out across the ocean, collected their armies, and the big wave army galloped towards the shore, roaring like a train engine. Now, since the water was quite deep in the middle of the ocean, the army was making very good speed. But as it proceeded towards the shore, the water began to get lesser and lesser. So they had to really struggle and hard. So Tsu and Nami realized that they needed more forces. So they began to call all the waves closer to the shore and to add to their strength. Now, as the waves began to move towards the middle of the ocean, the people on the villages near the sea, they realized a strange thing was happening in the sea. All the waves and the entire sea was moving back and very fast. They did not realize why this was happening. But the animals in that village, they all knew what Princess Akira was up to. And they had understood that Tsu and Nami were in a very, very angry mood. They were coming and running fast to catch the sun. So what did the animals do? They all scampered up high trees and to lands much higher so that they could save themselves. So while all this was happening on land, the sea waves, army of sea waves, they were moving really fast. And when they came closer to the shore, Tsu realized that the sun was on the sky, shining brightly. So what did he tell them? He told his army, "Go slow, mount one on each other and and let us try and catch the sun in the sky. So all the waves mounted one upon each other, and they created a huge wall. Now there were two fishermen sitting by the coast on their boats chatting. They noticed that a big thing was forming in the sea, and it would be soon reaching their land. So they rushed home to tell their families, "Be aware, beware, run!" So all the villagers began to run here and there. And as the waves moved towards the ocean, the wall that had already formed, Tsu was on top of that wall. And just as he was about to catch the sun, he toppled and fell, and the whole wall of wave crashed onto the land. Tsu and Nami was so angry that having failed to catch the sun, they ordered their army, "Run! Run for more miles on the land, and let us see if we can create the wall again." So they ran, and as they ran, they crushed the villages, they crushed houses, people, trees, everything that came in their way. But they failed to create the wall again and could not catch the sun. So, very angry, Tsu and Nami asked their army to retreat. And as the waves retreated back into the sea, they carried everything with them into the bed of the ocean. That caused a lot of more destruction. As they reached the ocean, King Yuminu was furious at what had happened. He was so angry that he scolded Princess Akira, telling her never to indulge in this mischief again. But the naughty princess, she was very stubborn, and even till today, whenever the king is not around, she creates mischief. She deliberately disturbs the ocean and shouts for her generals, "Tsunami!" And the two generals create destruction on land. So, the tsunami, my friends, is not caused by the tide or the wind, you must agree, but by strong energies deep within the sea. The waves gallop strongly in the sea where the water is at its deepest. As they reach the shore, it does become slower, but definitely not its weakest. It is then that it forms a wall of wave, pushed by the energies that creates it, and crashes hard onto land, creating havoc in life in every minute. As the waters recede, because it is the nature of the tide to ebb and flow, it carries back everything, causing more woe. When you are on a beach, be watchful and wary. Look out for all waves that you find may vary. Watch out for your pets, for they will know of a way to save yourself when the naughty princess is at play. So, now you know how the horrible tsunami waves are caused. Be careful whenever you are at a beach with your parents. Let us know how you like our story, and please share it with all your friends. Have you subscribed to our channel? No? Do it now. Otherwise, how will you know when we launch a new story? And be careful to not forget to click on the bell button next to the subscribe channel. So, please be back with us when we bring you our next story on Tales for Tots. Bye for now.